Yo, 6:20, Tuesday, 3rd of September. At last managed to get out of bed, get off my bum and get out walking again. For those that don't know, and I'll probably try and put some links up below, it's coming up to the 12 months anniversary really since I did a weight loss challenge, a 14-week weight loss challenge from September. It was about the 7th or 10th of September to the 21st of December last year, 2023, and it was just to raise some funds for our grandson, who is unfortunately highly disabled, and we just celebrated his 2nd birthday a few days ago, so he's 2 years old now. But yeah, it was just some way of me giving something to them and getting off my arse and doing something. So I had a weight loss challenge, a 14-week weight loss challenge, raised just about $7,000 and managed to lose 26 kilos in the process in 14 weeks by doing this sort of thing, walking. And I also got a rowing machine as well that helped me lose the weight. I started at 116 kilos, 116.4, and finished at 89.6 on the Thursday, the 21st of December, after a full 14 weeks. So I lost 26.8 kilos, I think it was. Felt great, and since I finished that challenge in December, it's about 8 months now. I have not done the same amount of exercise in the time scale, unfortunately. I haven't kept going with the regime I set myself, because at that time, looking back, I actually had an end date and something to work towards. I have been going out on walks still and doing a bit on the rowing machine, but very irregular. So I've decided now, let's get back on the wagon and get out walking in the morning. It really is, you know, I do love it, to be honest. It's just that boomf, get off your ass. I mean, I've no incentive now apart from my own health, really, which should be all the incentive I need, really, is to kick myself back into gear. And since I did lose all that weight, I still feel good, but I think I've put about 8 or 9 kilos back on in that time. I knew I would put some weight back on anyway, because the last week of the challenge I pushed myself. I virtually ate nothing, and I got down to 89.6, I think it was. And yes, I knew I was going to put some back on anyway once I started eating again and drinking again a little bit, as in, you know, just drinking tea, coffee or whatever, because I had virtually nothing the last week. So I always knew I was going to put some weight back on. And within that challenge, there was a period of about 3 or 4 weeks towards the end where I couldn't break below 95 kilos. I was finding it hard to break below 95 kilos, doing everything. I was out walking 5 days a week, rowing machine, very careful with what I was eating, no alcohol or whatever. And yeah, I just could not break down until the last couple of weeks, where yeah, I virtually just ate nothing, drank nothing, and just went crazy walking and rowing. That did it. But I think my body was probably telling me that around about 95 is my ideal weight. I think at the moment I'm about 98, so I've put about 9 kilos back on in 8 months, basically through lack of activity. Unfortunately, returning to some old ways. I mean, I've kept my diet fairly healthy, but yeah, my portion sizes have increased to the old ways, and the old thing where you sat watching TV and you're just pigging out on stupid stuff. I've done that though 2 or 3 times, to be honest, and then I I catch myself doing it and think, what are you doing? Well, before I did my weight loss challenge, I would be doing that every night. So yeah, it's just a case of getting things back under control, sorting things out, tidying things up, and getting back in a routine again. And I really do enjoy the walking, and I do some big walks. If you watch any of my old videos there, yeah, the biggest walk I did was a marathon walk, 42 kilometers. So we're not talking 2 or 3 kilometers or whatever, we're talking some decent distances. And it's great. And obviously, as I say, I was 116 kilos, 58 years old. I wasn't going to go out jogging because that would have killed me, to be honest. I was so out of shape. Within the challenge and within some walks, I did actually get to do a bit of jogging. But at that point, I was 20 kilos lighter and feeling a lot healthier as well. So I'm not saying it's out of the question, but I just want to try and get back on the horse, do this more regular, get up in the morning, get out for 6 o'clock. Fortunately, we don't start work till 9 o'clock. Still doing working on the campsites, travelling with my wife, working on campsites. So it's ideal, you know, we get up, it's just breaking dawn now, just about 6 o'clock. So yeah, it's not very nice when you get up in the dark and it's cold. So we're in the southern hemisphere here in Western Australia, and yeah, it's not a huge incentive to get out of a nice warm bed to go walking in the dark. So, but yeah, now it's a little bit better. You're still getting up in the dark at 5:30 or whatever, but as you're coming round and getting yourself ready, by the time 6 o'clock comes round, you can see the morning breaking through. So yeah, so we're back on the horse, hopefully, see if we can keep this going. As I say, I've just been irregular with it, possibly once or even twice a week, that is all. And I can't remember the last time I was on the rowing machine, probably maybe 10 days ago, a week and a half ago. So we'll do a little walk this morning, probably be about 8 or 9k, about a steady hour and 10 minutes or so. I tend to still average about 6 kilometers an hour, and then that gives me time to get back and hopefully do a 5,000 meter row, 5 kilometers, which takes me just over 20 minutes. So that'll blow a few cobwebs away, see how I pull up and continue, keep it going, and hopefully Groundhog Day tomorrow, do exactly the same. But at the moment it's coming through nice, a little bit cloudy here in Western Australia. As I say, we're just coming out of the winter period now, but it's starting to warm up. I can tell that it's 2 or 3 degrees warmer already. It's not that biting cold wind, it's just a nice breeze. So we'll see how we go. So keep watching. I will have a weigh-in later on just to see exactly where I am. As I say, we're at the start of September, so hopefully I'll set myself a little goal of trying to get back down to around 90 for Christmas, which at this moment is be about 15, 16 weeks away. So not quite the intensity of losing 26 kilos, but it's just for my own personal selfish reasons, really, just to feel a lot healthier again and get back in some sort of routine and eat healthy eating habits, if I can say it nicely. But we're just coming up down to the Indian Ocean now. Shame it's not sunny, because it's absolutely beautiful when it's sunny, and it's just rising, and the colours you see in the sky is fantastic. But yeah, we're just coming down to the sea now. I'll be walking on the beachfront for a few kilometres, and then back on the footpaths, and then back on the beachfront, and it'll take about an hour, 15 minutes. I'll say about 7 or 8 kilometres hopefully this morning, and 20 minutes on the rowing machine. Should take me up to around about 8:30ish, where I'll go for a shower and we'll start work at 9. So that's my morning, early morning anyway, organised. So yeah, the main thing is get off your bums, get out there and just do it, get stuck in. Whew, okay, just coming up to 5 kilometres gone, and I'll be back on the beach now. Oh, good tester for the camera, see if the deadening effect on the microphone works, the little foam piece you get, because this is a good breeze here now, and the sun just coming up now, really coming through. I walk up through this and go up to a little turning circle about another 1.5 kilometres up the footpath, basically because this just turns to weed, this part of it is the beach. I don't know if you pick the depth up there, but it is phenomenally weedy. You can see the mound of seaweed there, and that'll be 2 feet deep, 600 mil deep in parts along that beach. I mean, it's a cracking stretch of beach, but yeah, huge amount of seaweed. I've walked on that a few times and the tide comes in and it's can be a little bit dangerous really. I've been down over my knees in the seaweed. So but where we are here, about 140 kilometres north of Perth CBD, Western Australia, and this is the little town beach really. There's a car parking area, and cracking little beach this. Not as much seaweed, and not as much seaweed in the beach entry to the water over here. There's not much seaweed in the water there, so when it's calm it's lovely. As I say, we're back in the winter here, so it's still choppy, but I've just noticed my pace has dropped a little bit there, but you're walking on soft sand. Very good exercise walking on this sand, but it's tough to walk through and you're not going to get a good pace, quick pace going. You might get a pace going, but yeah, I've noticed I've dropped down to below 6 kilometres an hour over the first, what, 4 3/4 kilometres there. And part of the reason is, yeah, walking on soft sand takes it out of you though. Try to keep your good pace going, but I've got about 1 kilometre on this, and then I jump back in and then back up to where we're working at the moment there at the campsite. So I've got about possibly about 2.5 kilometres to go. Get back and hit the rowing machine for 5 kilometres. Nice shower, work for 9 o'clock. Making beds, cleaning toilets. Oh, it's great. Actually, I don't mind it. I will do an episode on that as well, just for the lifestyle we lead, me and my wife. I've been doing this now for over 3 years, and I'll do a little, probably a couple of little vids on that. The joys of living in a caravan, travelling around, working, picking up odd jobs here and there. It's been fantastic. Certain reasons, well, there's one reason why we've got to curtail it now and head back home down to Perth. I'll also bring that up in another episode as well, but at the moment we're back on the horse. We're off as bum. We've got a little sweat going and feeling great, and what a beautiful morning coming ahead. And yeah, that's the Indian Ocean on the west coast of Australia. Oh, well, just coming home now. And our little road to our house, just on the left here is our caravan. And we're just going to come up onto 7 kilometres. Bit of a slow down in pace, 5.83. That's only understandable, there's a lot on the sand. But anyway, 7 kilometres this morning. In, what's that, an hour 20, so that's not bad. An hour and 10, 7 kilometres. Get the rowing machine out and give that some stick for 5k. Here we go, 7.03. Yeah. Oh, well, it's not bad. Just over 20 minutes, and I felt that. Not done 5,000 for probably a month. To be honest, a lot of sharp 2,000 ones, but that's under my belt. Not a bad time either. 20 minutes, 0.27 seconds. Anything around 20 is very good. And I think my best on it is 1948 or 38. I'll have to look it up, but it's way under 20. But that's good. That averages to 4 minutes. 4 minutes 1,000, which is a minute for every 250, which is the pace, the standard I set. So if I can beat that, I'm doing well. If I get near that, I'm going at my average. So that's my average pace there, just about 20 minutes for 5k. Right, do a bit of loosening up now. The sun's well up here now, in Western Australia. I'll just do a little bit of warming down, a bit of stretching, grab a shower, and we're off to work at 9 o'clock. Oh wow, that certainly gets your heart pumping, honestly. If you want to really get in shape or even lose weight, I get dressed up like this, leave all my walking gear on, and it sweats it out of me, gets the heart pumping. So I've got all day to recover now. Might have a beer before I go to work. Only joking. Anyway, that's it. First day back, real day back. I've done odds and sods, but that's the first real day back. Got off the, gone back on the horse, got off my horse, and yeah, you've got to change your life. To change your life, like, subscribe, leave some comments. We'll get there together. Catch you next time, Ian.